hello again for possibly the final time
Ever.
well, for this, our Gencon coverage sort of thing. But anyway, we're the Mile High Game guys.
Game guys?
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm Zach.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Wes.
Welcome back, Wes.
But we're not in Indianapolis anymore.
No.
We are in Westminster?
No, Arvada.
Arvada.
Yes.
It's
Colorado.
But like right next to Westminster.
Yes.
So,
We are not in Denver, but we
No.
are in Colorado.
yes. We're back. And it's actually Tuesday
Yep.
because you're back.
Yes.
Because you got back last night.
Yes, late last night.
Yep.
From the Aeropuerto.
Yes, as it is more commonly known.
Yes. So yeah, we were going to go over what we did on our last day and sort of our overall feelings of the convention.
Yep.
So basically day 4, Sunday, is where we begin.
Yep.
In checking out of the hotel.
Yes. Which was very easy.
Yeah.
You know, we woke up at like, I don't know, an amount of time, 10-ish.
I woke up a little earlier because I
Yeah,
took a shower.
You did.
Before you two got out of
When
bed.
it sounded like, I almost at one point want to be like, did Jeff like fall in the shower and is just like bleeding out? Because I was like, you are taking a long time in there.
Yeah. I like long showers, especially when it's like infinite hot water that there is at hotels.
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah. But yeah, we got ready, left, and then instead of paying $20 to go park,
Yeah, especially because we weren't planning on being there for very long.
yeah, we decided to just wing it and find ourselves a spot, which we did.
Yep.
After like a loop around, more or
Yeah.
less.
It wasn't too bad. 10,
No.
15 minutes.
Yeah. And so we parked up north of the state capitol. And so we were,
Yes, we walked through what was the name? I don't remember. There was a name for that plaza.
yeah, like quad sort of thing.
Yeah.
We saw a Stargate. So,
Yeah, they had a Stargate just right in the middle.
yeah. And Wes, feel free to just raise your hand if you want to say something.
No, that's all right.
Okay.
I don't need to comment on the secret Stargate that's in Indianapolis that we're not supposed to talk about.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. So we walked in the convention. We swung by Gray Fox and said bye to Alex, the man that writes our checks or something. I don't know, or gives us our checks. Or
Yeah.
the guy we talked to about getting a check.
Yeah.
I got a copy of Run, Fight, or Die
Reloaded. Unsurprisingly, we couldn't get any copies of Reaver.
Nope. We'll get Reavers here soon.
Yeah.
But they were super limited on what they could give away for review copies.
Oh, yeah. No.
Until it start, I think it's just until they start shipping retail.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because they wanted to actually sell those 200 copies to people.
Like a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, making money.
Yeah.
So we'll get that sooner or later. Then we just sort of wandered back around to like our last little bits that
Yeah.
we wanted to see.
You saw that the game you backed, Inhuman Conditions, was going to be demoing from 2 to 4.
Noon to 2.
Noon to 2, yeah.
Yeah, just like a 2-hour window at the...
Was that the only time he demoed it? Or
it was every day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it was at the... it's the people that did Dragoon and Life Siphon and
Yeah.
Human Era. I can't remember their publisher off the top of my head. But it's not with the people that do Human Condition, I don't think.
He just bummed the table off them, I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
basically. So it's like a 2-player social...
It's Blade Runner. It's the Blade Runner.
It's the Blade Runner game, I guess.
Whatever test it was called.
Yeah, to make sure you're not a replicant.
Replicant test, we'll say.
Yeah. And then there's a bunch of different categories of like conversations you can have. And then the Blade Runner will be asking questions and you have to answer them. The robot and or human has like certain things that they have to do. And then the human just has to act like a human person.
So one cool thing that they had on there is like a lot of a problem with like Werewolf and a lot of social deduction games is you have like the basic people like villagers and it's like you're a villager and you're like someone will look at the car, okay, got
second.
it, yeah, and they're like got it, and then if you see something that has like 3 lines of text, if you see anybody read their card for more than a second, you're like
Werewolf.
You're fucking something. I know it.
Yep.
Shoot him in the face.
So this one has a maze on it instead that has like it goes from like A through F, and like it goes in a certain combination.
Almost looks like a cribbage board.
Yeah. And so he'll ask you, or the Blade Runner will ask you. That's just what we're going to call him.
Yeah, I'm sure that's legally what they're not allowed to be called.
Yeah.
But we're going to use it anyway.
That's fine.
Dude even had like
What are they going to do? Sue us?
Oh.
Dude even had like a sweet camera record player looking like thing that Blade Runner had.
Yes. But so it had the maze thing that was like they would ask the question of, hey, what is like the second, what's the second letter?
What are the letters between F and A?
Yeah.
And a robot just has it on there, and it tells you the order of the letters and everything because they have robot brain powers.
Yeah.
But the human one you actually have to look at your maze and figure out exactly how you're supposed to answer.
Yeah, and so
it gives you an excuse to stare at your card.
Yep. So the robot has time to actually look what they're doing.
But it will be based on the player's interaction and creativity.
Yeah.
With how much you get out of the game.
And that's both sides, the questioner and the questionee.
Yes.
Because they have some prompts, but like you're supposed to like ask a question and sort of like the guy was very good at asking questions.
Yes, he was.
It's almost like
and Jeff was really bad at answering questions.
Correct. How do you feel about things? It's like
it's a bummer. It's rad.
What are feelings?
Yeah, the guy was just at the end was just like
feel too much right now for a board game.
Yeah, the guy. Yeah, near the end, like at the end. So he asked you 5 questions, or not 5 questions, 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes worth of questions, and then he'll either say you're a robot or a human, and if
with a cool stamp.
With a cool stamp. I don't think that's in the game. It might be.
Is.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Okay, nice.
It's not like a big one like that.
Okay.
It's more like a little circle one, I think, that they've shown off.
Okay. But still, that's works well with the theme.
Yes.
But if you are a human, you just want to be found as a human. You don't want to be like Jeff and like almost be a robot.
My Japanese K-pop character.
What it was, really what it was is that you chose the worst one for you. I think it was
so.
Creative thinking.
Yeah. I mean, I had a sweet like Pegasus on an alien planet story.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Well, how would you feel if you were the horse on a planet?" And then you're like, "Oh, the oxygen, probably no oxygen, so I'm probably gonna die." And you're like, "This," and you'd be like, "Oh, this sucks." And he's just like, "All right, well, how would you feel about it? Describe your sensations of flying through the air." And you're like,
I'm sorry, I'm dead inside. We can't really do this category.
You chose it, Jeff. It's all your fault.
Yeah.
No, I was definitely feeling for the guy when I was just like, what the fuck are you answering, Jeff?
I think it would have been slightly more interesting if I had actually gotten a robot one.
Yes.
Because I had just gotten a human.
No, so it worked out well that you were so bad at it that it actually made him conflicted.
When he was saying that from demoing it all the previous days, that whenever he got it wrong, he would stamp that on his arm as like a badge of failure. And he was just so distraught at the end. He's like, I don't want to have to stamp myself that I got it wrong again. I don't want to guess human and then get murdered.
Yeah, because there's 2 type of robots that you can be. You can be the patient one, which you just have like
you just want to get away with it.
And you have a series of things you have to do. The violent robot, murder bot. Basically, you want to do certain things and then kill the person.
Yeah, you have to do certain specific things, and once you check those boxes off, then you hit the table and you have murdered the interviewer.
Yeah,
Very much like Blade Runner.
Yes. It seemed fun, but I also, after you got done interviewing you, I was like, I do not want to do that right now.
Yeah.
Definitely like a very much more person group dependent game.
Very much so.
I was like, this looks like a lot of fun, but I don't want to play it with this random guy who was the designer because I don't know him. Like, if it was me and Jeff playing, I think that would have been great. But I was like, I don't know if I want to volunteer for this.
Yeah, that's why I volunteered Jeff, because I was like, Jeff, we're here because of Jeff. So, Jeff, you have to do this now.
And I can do those sorts of things.
Yes.
Poorly.
Yes, very poorly.
But there's a bunch of different categories of different types of questions. And
graphics look great on it.
Yeah, they all look like punch cards and things. Yeah. And then there's like even like one that the Blade Runner is filling out as you're like answering questions and putting your name down and stuff. Yeah. And he does a bunch of like calibration questions.
Yeah.
It's like, think of 3 words with the same letter, and it was hard.
Yeah. And like he asked Jay, and you're like, Jeff. And then it seemed like he struggled for a second. And then at the end, I was just like, you had Jeff Jackson just ready.
Lined up.
But after that, I went and so Jake from Draft Mechanic, every time that's at least the 3rd time he's asked me, have you played Escape Tales? And I was like, no. And I was like, do you know about it? And he's like, no. And I'm like, and then he goes like, then he just evangelizes it to me.
He did it a lot at Kuma's.
Yes. And so I ended up going to the booth the next day or on Sunday. And it was great too, because instead of paying $30, I paid $17 for
That was
it.
quite the discount.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great discount.
Yeah. And so I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to buy it now. And so we're going to be trying that out at some point, but it's supposed to be a really good escape room style game.
Yeah.
With a good story. So
Yeah.
one review described it as what Time Story should have been. So I'm very curious. What really seems cool about it is that, one, it has multiple endings, so you can play it again and find out different shit,
Yeah.
which is pretty interesting. And because of that, it's not, you can like hand it off to other people, which is,
No destroy bits.
yes,
That's good.
yeah.
I mean,
well,
we played Your Time Stories a number of times.
Yes.
Also, so I mean, that one at least does have multiple plays.
Yes. I guess what I mean is that, like, I can play it multiple times. It's not a one and done.
Gotcha.
Because of the multiple endings.
Yeah, I guess I always just think of escape room games as being like exit and just like destroy shit.
Yes.
And then you're done.
Well, no, and I think if it's like that one, you could only do it one way. And I think because of it, it works well that it's destructible. But this one that has multiple stuff, I think it's good that it's not like you can hand it off to other people. But so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah. And did we do anything else at Gen Con?
Wes went and looked at more dice.
Yeah, I discovered the night before while looking at the map on the website that there was another dice booth somewhere that I didn't know existed. So I was like, well, we're going to have to go there before we leave. Their dice were okay. Their shtick is that they're like 2 millimeters bigger than everybody else's so that they're easier to read or something. Bullshit like that. I was like, no. Because as we all are going to learn right now, if we didn't already, I'm very particular about my dice and how they match to each other. And if they are slightly larger,
They can only be just so.
Yes. If not for my compulsions with the dice, my obsession would drive me to bankruptcy.
And then you also got sick.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I definitely came back with a con crud. So I'm trying to stick as far away from Jeff as possible since we're sharing this mic so that my sniffles don't get on the mic and also so my germs don't get on the mic and then Jeff gets sick.
Yeah. I mean, you could have told us about this, I don't know, on Sunday when we were sharing all those beers too.
Really?
I'm sure you didn't know.
No,
but,
I definitely did not know until Monday morning and I got up for work. So apparently the AC at work went out on Friday. And so my boss called me on Monday morning and he's like, you should probably not come into the office today because there's no AC and it's going to be like 85 degrees. So just work from home. And I was like thinking in my head, he probably thinks I got sick at the con and just doesn't want me to come into work. I was like, all right, I'll work from home. And then I came in today and the AC was definitely out. It was not great.
I'm sure.
And you were sick.
And you were sick.
And I was sick.
Yeah.
And then we did go to Fantasy Flight and buy a bunch of sleeves.
Oh yeah, you finally decided to sleeve your Arkham Horror.
Right. I spent $40 on sleeves for my Arkham Horror and Dead of Night.
Yeah.
And then I'm still unsure if I really want to sleeve them. I was like, well, I'm here. I guess I'll get it. The sleeves, that is. But
Because
there's just not room in the box.
Last night when I was watching a series of 3 final Fast and Furious movies, I was packing Arkham Horror and Dead of Night, and I was putting it in my box, and that thing barely fits. So, and I don't have it sleeved. I do have a Plano box in there, so maybe there's a little extra room, but that extra monster card holder is nice. But once I saw it, like in the context of that, I was like, oh no, this is going to take up a lot of space.
And I mean, it depends on how easily they come apart.
Oh yeah, they
come back together.
Yes.
So you could always store them disassembled.
Yes.
So I'm going to give it a shot. Actually, that's what I was going to do tonight before you texted me about recording an episode. I was like, yeah, all right, I'll do that. I was thinking I was going to give it a shot sleeve up half of it or something and see
Yeah.
how it fit. But I'll just do that on Thursday or something.
There you go.
And I think we just sort of wandered
around a little bit. Went to Cool
noticed
Stuff Inc. to see if any of their stuff was on discount,
they did.
which they did, but it was all stuff that no one really wanted.
Yeah, they had the Great Western Trail expansion. For
They had a lot of Great Western Trail and the
lot.
expansion.
Yeah.
You ended up picking up the new Azul or the old Azul?
Yeah, the new Azul, because I have the old one, which I really like, and I like the idea of the new one, that it's stained glass like Sagrada, which is also a very fun game.
Yeah.
But I hadn't played it yet until game night a few weeks ago, actually right before we came. And so I was like, last minute, it's like, maybe I'll get it. And it was on discount for like $25. So I went ahead and bought that.
Okay.
I don't think I bought anything the last day, unless you count Run, Fight, or Die.
Which you didn't buy.
I did not buy.
No. You extracted more payment from Alex too.
Via red Gray Fox bags.
Yes, that is apparently no longer will we get sponsorship money. It will just send Jeff one red bag.
Every 13 episodes. I look forward to trying that one out.
Yeah.
Heard it's sort of King of Tokyo-esque. I want to say we kind of wandered around and looked at something else, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So that was about it then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did see that the Cyanide and Happiness train game decision was there.
Yeah. Murder by trolley?
Yeah.
Trial by trolley.
Trial.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah. They were there demoing that in a little booth.
Yep. Yeah, they were there the entire weekend. So
I think I had seen online one of the decisions. It was kill Nickelback or one of those white supremacist dudes with the tiki torches.
Ooh.
Yeah. I was like, I'd probably still save Nickelback.
Yeah.
I think that was it for Gen Con then.
Yeah, we after that we just walked back to the car and then started.
You two went and walked through the Stargate.
Yes.
Yep, we got to check it to make sure.
Yeah, just had to double check.
And then after all kinds of adventures in another galaxy that we're just not going to we don't have the time to get into.
No.
We reappeared and walked to the car.
Almost instantaneously.
Didn't even realize you guys were gone. I walked a straight line because my leg was kind of done with the whole week.
Yeah, yeah. And you've always been known to walk the straight and narrow. So.
Yes. I walked 5 to 9 miles a day at the convention.
Yep.
And it was the leg went all right. The ibuprofen was definitely the better route.
Yes.
Each day.
Pretty much every night was just all right. Ibuprofen for the feet, and then wake up. Ibuprofen to help just sort of level things out.
Yeah. Yeah, and then hopped in the car, went by a gas station with a McDonald's built in. We got a snack because we were going straight to pizza in Chicago.
Yep. And we didn't have breakfast, so we were like, let's get a little something. So
Yeah. I thought did we get donuts that day?
I don't think we did. No, yeah, we did.
Oh, I guess we did.
No, we didn't.
No.
Along the route between the hotel and the convention center was a weird little local bakery that had real good baked goods and real shitty coffee.
But it was cheap.
Mm-hmm.
It was cheap.
Yeah.
So that was our usual stop off in the morning.
Yes.
And then there was a weird fried chicken gas station next to it in the same building.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we drove to Chicago and we got...
Indeed, I did drive to Chicago.
Yes.
I just played Mario Kart in the back seat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
That's almost driving.
Yeah, he was driving and I'm sure he was driving a lot faster than you were, Jeff.
Co-pilot. So everyone had been screaming from the mountaintops to go to Pequod's for pizza, and what had come out of that was that the wait's usually really long, but the wait was not very long
because it was a Sunday and at 3:30, so it wasn't dinner and so the wait was 15 minutes.
Yeah, wasn't bad at all.
And they have a bar connected to them called the Whale's Tail.
Yes.
We basically got a beer while we waited.
Yep. Otherwise, we were going to go to just Lou Malnati's, which is the best Chicago-style deep dish place. This place was not a deep dish place.
Which I learned after the fact.
Yes. This was a pan pizza place. But it was incredible pizza nonetheless.
Yes, it was very good.
It's certainly not pizza you could get anywhere else except probably in Chicago.
Agree.
We got ourselves a nice sausage, pepperoni, green pepper pizza with their famous caramelized crust pan pizza. We finished the whole thing.
Yep.
Like nightmare people.
And Wes finished about 1.5 slices.
Yeah.
And so I was like, and he like, you offered it up, and I'm like, well, if you were giving me that, I'm just gonna tear the crust off. And you apparently
I definitely misheard or misunderstood and thought you meant tear off the crust and eat the rest of the pizza, but you meant tear off the crust and just eat the crust.
Yeah, it was very good crust.
Yes, it was very good pizza.
Yes, it was.
The sauce was fantastic. The sausage was amazing.
Yeah, no, that sausage was really good.
Yeah. Pepperoni was probably also good, but
Yeah.
it was just, pepperoni.
Yes.
So that was very delicious. And then the Cubs game was getting out.
Yeah.
So just as we finished, because the wait for the pizza was like 45 minutes, just the cook time.
Yes.
The Cubs game had ended by then, and it's just a mile or so south of, and probably a little more than that, but it is just south of Wrigley Field. And then all the Cubs people started coming in, and by the time we were leaving, that wait was probably jumping quickly.
Yeah. But we finished at like 5, and our flight wasn't until like 9:40.
Yeah.
So we had time to kill. So
Yes. So I had realized that very close by and almost on the way to the airport was my favorite barcade, Logan Arcade. And it was peak Logan on that Sunday with the country western DJ that was playing in the front.
and super into it, but like
super into it.
but in a happy way.
Yeah, no, he was just like
Like he was like, I am just psyched to be here doing this.
yeah, he was having the time of his life.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was playing some hot hits of the country western. He was a cool guy. But it's like a pinball arcade with your classic arcade stuff in there. Some new stuff I had not seen them have before was some light gun games. They had a Walking Dead one, which was like crossbows, and then they had a new Jurassic Park one, which I had never seen before, but is clearly a sequel to the previous,
The older one, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what Zach and I played.
Yeah, I'm pretty like I got $20 out for us to all play, and I'm pretty sure we spent about $10, almost $15 just on that.
Yeah, probably. We almost made it all the way through all 9
Yeah.
chapters. I think if you get, I meant to do some research, but I would assume if you get through all 9 chapters, there's probably a hidden 10th
Yeah.
chapter, is what I would bet.
But those are basically made to drain money from you. So like a random one would
Absolutely.
come up and just hit you, and you're like, where the fuck did that come from?
You fuckers. The dinosaurs are coordinating. It was like raptors and
Yeah.
Dilophosaurus and
Bugs. So many bugs.
and spiders.
Yeah.
A lot of those, and I guess it was like after Jurassic Park fell and they went back and started capturing stuff, and it was a lot of like trying to lure Triceratops and T-Rexes and Spinosaurus was the last chapter into cages in various helicopters and jeeps.
A lot of helicopters and jumping in between the two.
and like a parachute for a long time.
A 2-person parachute.
Dual parachuting. But of course, we were only shooting tranquilizers.
Yes.
My Vulcan machine gun of tranquilizers.
The lightning
ice
tranquilizer,
ray,
the frost tranquilizer that shattered them into pieces. They just got shattered.
Well, then they just come back together like T-1000.
Yes.
Everybody knows that's how dinosaurs work.
Yes.
After you genetically engineer them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So while we were doing that, what were you doing, Wes?
I sampled a lot of the old classics. I played the Simpsons game.
We also played that Japanese game too.
Oh yeah, that's not stupid. It was hilarious. It was this ridiculous Japanese rhythm game where you sit down and press a button on the rhythm.
What's funny is it had like a Nintendo style pad of like, D-pad and then
back,
A and B.
Yeah.
But
You never used
only
any of those
one
buttons.
game used more than the A.
Yeah. And it was like a dance thing and then like a baseball thing. I don't remember what all the games were.
Well, so there's like a punching one,
yeah.
a baseball one, and then a dancing one, and then there was like a marching sort of one where a guy would bark orders at you,
and you had
to do
like
things.
left, right, and then turn your
Everything
head. But
is in
like,
Japanese, FYI, including the vocals. So we were like, we have no idea what to do.
Zero English in this game.
Right. They're not even like Arabic numerals. So like at the end of the round, it would give our scores. And we're like, we still don't know who won.
One looks steamier than the other.
Yeah.
They may have lost.
And then they have an a little animatic that was like, well, this is like sort of a sad one or a happy one. So I'm assuming we did well enough or not well enough.
Yeah, it was a Sega arcade.
Yeah.
That seemed like some of them seemed pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was just kind of rhythm. It had like nice music.
Yeah.
To it. It was very WarioWare.
Yes.
They were all very basic.
Oh, the other one was pulling hairs out of.
Oh yeah, it was clipping hairs off of the chin of some like yam person.
And I could definitely I could feel the wear and tear on mine because many times, especially when you had hit A rapidly in success, and it was like, and now it's stuck. Awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, there were a lot of like old classic arcade games that I'd never played before. So I just went around and did a little bit of each of them. Like there was the Simpsons game, which I'd never actually played, and
wow.
Yeah, and was immediately terrible at. And was like, I don't want to throw tons of coins into this to get good, so I'm just going to go around and play other stuff. I played...
Get good, nerd.
So I played some Mrs. Pac-Man, which I am actually good at. I played like a Mario Kart arcade game that was awesome. I started out accidentally because like the selection wheel is the drive wheel. So at the beginning I was like, I'm going to slide over to 150 cc's. And then it went past and I accidentally selected 50 cc.
Oh.
So I raced real good on a real easy track with no competition. And then after the continue, I was like, all right, let's try it on 150 Rainbow Road. And I was sliding all over the place, falling off the edge, getting fucked up by the other characters. It was a lot of fun. It was very Mario Kart.
Nice.
It also takes a picture of your face to put onto your profile that looks like a toad head.
Yeah, you had all these like Snapchat filters that you could be like, oh, I want to be a rodeo clown or a cowboy or a movie star or whatever. And then it took a picture of you and put it in the middle. But it was like a real grainy, terrible picture because
of course
there's no
was.
lighting because it's an arcade.
Yeah.
It was very dank.
Yep.
As it is in Logan Arcade.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Played a bunch of pinball and was really bad at that.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm bad at pinball.
Same here.
Twilight Zone is great. Star Trek Next Generation is great. I don't remember if they had Black Knight 2000, but that has like the best pinball music ever. I highly recommend anyone go and look it up right now because you will listen to the whole thing because it is amazing.
And then we played Killer Queen.
Yes, we did.
For those of you that don't know, Killer Queen
It looked like you were about to say something and then nothing.
is a 10-player arcade machine. I think they have ported it to some system, console or PC at some point, but it used to be arcade only, and there's only a handful of them out in the country, period. It's sort of a...
And it's like $2 for 10 people, too, so
Yeah.
it's pretty affordable, assuming you can get... Like, it costs $2 to play, but then you can play with, I guess, 2 to 10? Or
Yeah.
No, I think you need all 10. Like, you can't play without all 10 players.
I think you can. It just needs like a minimum.
Yeah, and it's not as good.
No. But there's a bunch of ways to win and a bunch of ways to lose, which is the same thing.
Yeah, so we played 5-on-5 with a bunch of other people from the arcade. There was a bunch of people like walking around being like, hey, we need 5 more players for this game, for Killer Queen. And then they're like, all right, we need 2 more players. And Zach and I are like, all right, yeah, we'll play it. So you're two teams of 5 on opposite sides of the screen. So you're like looking at each other, but you have your screens in your way, so you can't see each other's screen. And you play these bugs. And there's 3 different kind of win conditions. One is you go around and get berries and bring them up back to your nest. And the first one to like 12 or 15 berries or something wins.
Economic.
Yeah, economic victory.
The economic victory. And then the next way is one of the players on each team is the queen, and she can fly around and kill the workers who are trying to collect the berries. So the other win condition is if your queen kills the other player's queen, or other team's queen, 3 times, which is the military victory. And then the final one is snail victory.
Yes.
So down at the bottom of the screen, there's like a snail, and you can just like go and sit on him, and he moves towards your goal. And if the queen doesn't come over and fuck you up before,
Or any of the warriors,
because you can turn into a warrior, they don't come and fuck you up, and they don't notice that you're on this snail just snailing over to the goal, then you get there and you win. It seemed like most of the time we were winning on economics, though.
Yes.
And by we, I mean my team, because Zach's team got destroyed.
We won the first one, and then
I remember it being very close on many of those matches.
No, one of them,
they were all real close.
our snail was fucking there
Right as I dropped in the last berry,
and
too.
we're like, God damn it. The other one, though, like, you had the queen and the worker just camping our berry spot so we couldn't put any berries in there. I was like, God damn it, get the fuck away.
You guys did that to us on more than one occasion.
Well, it wasn't me. I was always on berry duty,
Same here.
so.
Yep. Every once in a while, I was like, there's a lot of people doing berries. I'm going to go run snail duty just in case. And then the queen would notice and come kill me.
Exactly, yeah.
I vaguely remember that game being like best 2 out of 3 when you would put in money for it, but maybe they turned it into like just $2 per round.
Right.
Now. And there is another map. It's like a night map that puts like the berry spots in like the bottom rights, and then there's a small hole to where you can actually kick from one side of the map to the other. So you can camp the spot with the berries and then kick the berry into your side.
Nice.
On the other opposite side of the screen. The last time I played that game, there was a very drunk person on my team like screaming at us about why we were losing and why we weren't getting berries there. And I was like, well, there's a guy camping and he's just kicking the berries over the other side. And then he just kept yelling and I just stopped playing.
Nice.
Yeah. And his friends were on the other side. I was like, your friend's being a real asshole. You should probably get him off there. And they're like, yeah, he's really drunk.
Yeah, because that's kind of the whole shtick of the game that they keep advertising. Like when you're on the start screen and getting ready to go and like putting your coins and everything, it's like the arcade game that you have to talk to strangers to play, and they're like trying to get you to go find people to play it. Like I'm pretty sure that's why they have the whole thing.
I do like how it's just basically like, you don't have 9 friends. You gotta talk to stranger people.
Yes. But yeah, it's one of the cooler arcade games that's out there. It's super new.
Yeah.
Well, the last couple of years, one of the newer arcade machines.
Yeah, it was cool. I
and,
liked it.
and I want to say that it had some abbreviate or subtitle on there that was maybe like a new edition or something.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And then I played a weird like all digital pinball machine. It was just like a big LED screen.
Oh yeah, the Star Wars one.
Yeah, and it had like a whole bunch of different maps and stuff you could play. And I think it was set to free play because I just kept hitting start and I kept being able to play. So, yeah,
That sucks because I was playing the like regular pinball Star Wars machine right next to it.
Yeah.
While some dude was playing the electronic one, and I really wanted to play the electronic one, but I was like, I don't want to waste. I'm sure that one costs way more.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Same
I'm
here.
sitting here doing really bad at this regular one, while this guy who's doing really good at this electronic one is watching me. So I'm going to go do something else. So I don't embarrass myself in front of Pinball Wizard here.
Nice.
did I say Twilight Zone?
Yes.
Adam's Family was the other one I was thinking of.
Gotcha.
Oh, nice.
Also another very good arcade machine. And then we got done there, and they did have Malort, but we did not drink it.
Thankfully.
Yeah, that was the Chicago handshake. It was like $6,
$5.
$5 for an old style and Malort shot.
And what is the old style? How would you describe it?
I would describe old style as the worst beer ever.
I don't know. You drank it and you're like, it's not as bad as I remember.
And
it.
was drinking it. And it was not as bad as I remember, but it is not good. It is definitely the Wrigley Field like baseball beer.
Gotcha.
But it was $4. So I remember their beer list being better last time I was there too, but it was still okay.
Gotcha.
So what you're telling me is that your baseball stadium isn't sponsored by Coors, and the beer of choice is the banquet beer.
Correct. I want to say Old Style is in the PBR family.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But after that, we went to the airport.
Yep.
Which we found out the Sirius, which FM, which satellite radio do you
Sirius
have?
XM.
Sirius XM. At least that one station we were listening to was about a 5-day loop.
Yes.
Because we started hearing the same songs we heard when we were leaving the airport.
Yep.
That when we came to the airport.
Yeah. And then later that Kid Rock song came on. So I was like, yeah, it's time. You got about 5 days out of the Lithium XM station. 90s alternative and grunge.
Everything's fine.
So we still had quite a bit of time actually before
Yep.
the flight came. So Zach and I just hung out at the Starbucks and drank coffee and played
More of the game. Which we still won both times,
I
right?
think we did still win both times, but
It wasn't as bullshit as that
not
one.
as bullshit as that first time we played, and it was just like 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
Yeah.
I'm going to play out all 7 of my cards at once. No, this was much harder, and we definitely almost lost at one point.
No, at one point, yes, because at one point you're just like, I can only play my card in one spot, and I looked on the board, and I was just like, okay, that means he has like a 79 or an 80 in his hand, and I had the 78, and it was going to be like a 40-point jump, but I was like, assuming that my reasoning is right, this will be good. And I played it, and then that let Wes play it, and then I was able to dump my entire hand on another spot. So,
And that was the end of the hand. Yeah, if you had played anywhere else, then I would have had to play my 79 right there, and you would have been fucked with your 78.
exactly. That's why I was like, I can only play this in one spot as well. So that one was definitely our closest one.
Yeah.
But then, yeah.
And yeah, I went home, hung out with grandparents, spent all day Monday just sort of sleeping in and relaxing. Got lunch with my mom, and then was driven to the airport by a limo service.
Black car?
Yep. Because it was my mom's like only day off in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
She didn't want to drive me to the airport. Downside is she got the car to pick me up at 6:45, and then I got there at like 7:40, and my flight wasn't until 9:40, and security was only 15 minutes. So I had to kill time in the O'Hare,
Hey, that's what we had to do too.
which sucks.
Yep.
Because O'Hare sucks.
Yeah.
So I went to the Goose Island bar there, and then I ordered a beer, and then I asked him how much it was, and it was $12.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, my chai tea latte was like $5, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh, that's Starbucks.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it's
that's
Starbucks, but it's at, yeah.
Yeah. So I did not have a second beer. And then I waited.
Yeah.
And then I got on a plane, and then I came here. And then I got home at like forever.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yep. Same here.
They put all of our luggage in the wrong carousel, and so everyone was waiting around 2, and it was actually coming out on 1, which was right next to it. And then I saw my bag, and no one was like around it because it was just full.
Yeah.
It was just full of luggage because no one was picking it up because no one knew it was there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's my bag. And then I grabbed it, and I went to the new ride pickup area for the first time and got my lift home.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And now we're here
Now we're here.
after work.
Yes. So that is Gen Con Day 4
Yeah.
and getting home.
Yep.
So overall, what were your opinions on this year's Gen Con? Starting with you, Wes.
This year, I still liked it. Like, it's a lot of fun. I love Gen Con. I didn't get as excited as I did in previous years. I didn't have as much information about what was going to be new and interesting to try out. And so I felt like it was a lot more aimless than previous years.
To be fair, we didn't do a Gen Con preview, so I understand it.
I usually trust you guys to tell me what I should be
and that was your first and second mistake.
Yeah. So I didn't have like any big goals that I had in mind like I do in usual previous years. So it felt more kind of just amorphous this year. I could have like tried more things and just found out and learned on my own, but I didn't because I'm lazy and just wanted to look at dice.
Yeah. Well, you sure did a lot of that.
I did a lot of that though.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see if I want to go next year. I feel like it's still, even if I had done more research and had a goal in mind and looked at games specifically, I just would have done the same things, but more targeted and ran out of stuff to do.
Right.
So I think that coming for the whole 4 days is not necessary, but then it's not economically viable unless you do come for, like, it's not worth it to just come for 1 or 2 days. So unless I'm going to like actually sign up for a bunch of games and do like RPG stuff or do a tournament or something like that, I don't know that it's going to be necessary to go next year.
Gotcha. How did you feel staying at that Super 8 versus the Omni last year?
I mean, it's definitely a worse hotel with our haunted, outdoor light.
Spooky strobe light.
Yes.
The whole it's like there's our hotel in the distance. I could tell by the spooky strobe light.
Yeah, the light outside the side door was just flickering.
Yep.
Constantly.
Like hard on, hard off. All just constant.
Yeah.
So I don't think you would see that kind of shenanigans at the Omni. But I mean, other than that, I mean, it was a bed to sleep on. It was pretty much a straight shot into town. There's no walking, obviously, to the hotel. So I think that adds a lot to it, is being there with a big group of people that you're always being able to walk to and from places and meet up with people. And like, oh, this person is doing something. This person is doing something else later. And there's enough mixing to meet up with people. I think just the three of us was also kind of slow in that regard.
Sounds like he's shitting on us, Jeff.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. You guys sucked. It's all your fault that I didn't learn about any games or play any games.
I mean, we already said that because we didn't do that Gencon preview. So yeah. Yeah, I know I'm gonna try to get into the lottery next year for the hotel. So hopefully we can get one that would be closer.
Yeah. And I know, and we don't have to park at the hotel.
Yeah.
Which is crazy expensive. I know a garage nearby that's like $40. Well, we'll get to Indianapolis, park 6 blocks away from our hotel, lift to the hotel, stay at the hotel, lift back to our car, and only pay like $40 in parking.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what CJ and I did.
Yes, I remember. All right, well, I'll go next since Jeff has a mouthful of beer.
Okay. It's gone now, but
It's gone. Okay. I enjoyed it as well. I am okay. The entire time we've done stuff, or this is my 4th year, I think. I've never been one to be like, oh, I need to sign up to go do these things, or I need to learn. Like, I need to have stuff to do. Like, I enjoy walking through the vendor hall, like, multiple days.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy that also, but I think for all 4 days that's all I was doing. Is a little.
No, I can agree with that. I'm glad that we went to the library more.
Yeah. I think that's what I like more about. Like, I really like Gencon for the walking the hall stuff, but I can't do it for all weekend.
Yes.
And I really like Geekway for the playing the games part. And if there was a con that was equal parts of both, that would be my preference.
Gotcha.
So write in to Mile High Dungeon Delvers and let me know.
Don't do that.
Do you have an email?
Probably. I don't know. I think there is one. Adrian records the end stuff after we leave, so I don't know.
Yeah, and you're smart enough not to listen to the podcast.
Oh yeah, I don't listen to that.
I feel like for releases and stuff, there were definitely better years than this one.
I guess it depended on what you were really into.
Yeah.
And it seemed like the releases this year were not like us centric.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And we had a small enough crew to where we did not have those people that would have been excited about those things.
Yes, also true.
Yeah.
I mean, but we got, it was cool to see that Clask had their own booth this year, and they released the Clask 4 player that you FedExed to fucking Colorado.
FedExed to Paul.
Yep. What?
And that we should be playing tomorrow, hopefully.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
We only went to Kilroy's 3 times, which was surprising.
Yeah, we were under our usual. But we also, I think on previous years we would go there for lunch and dinner.
Yeah, which I think is a bit much.
Yeah. And then we had the Shake Shack, or not Shake Shack.
Kuma's.
No.
Yeah.
Steak and Shake. Yes.
On a couple occasions.
Yeah. Oh,
just
no,
on the
I
way
really
home.
wanted to tell Paul, hey, Paul, this is the second day in a row where we had Kilroy's for lunch and Steak and Shake for dinner.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Because we were starving by the end of the night.
exactly. And there was a
And
Steak and Shake on the way. So.
24 hours.
Yes.
4 hours.
But yeah,
Bad fries.
Yeah. And like when I was talking to Wes earlier, I definitely do prefer having the hotel there. At Geekway, we had a shitty hotel, but it was fine. Like it was $100 a person for the entire weekend, which was definitely reasonable. And then it was super close to Convention Center. But here being, 15 minutes away and being a very uncomfortable mattress, and still being like $200, I think I'd rather pay.
That seemed crazy expensive for that
Yes,
place too.
Exactly. So I'd rather pay an extra 100 and then like have a fourth person there.
Yeah, I agree. I don't mind the poor accommodations as long as they're close.
Yeah. At least we didn't have to deal with any of the traffic, which was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was traffic like day one to get into like the parking lot.
Yeah.
That was about it.
That's about it. Yeah.
And then we discovered that there was a second entrance to the parking lot, and we didn't have to wait in the line anymore.
Yes.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. Definitely wasn't my favorite one, but I'm definitely going to want to go next year.
Yeah.
Jeff, what about you?
I think I'd mentioned earlier when we were chatting about releases, there wasn't anything really I was like, oh man, jizz in my pants.
Yeah.
Need to have at pretty much anything this year. I mean, we didn't do the preview, but I had flipped through the preview stuff and I was just like, this all looks okay.
Agreed.
Like Reavers was there, but
We weren't going to get that.
it's like I would have been like, yes, I need to buy Reavers, but they are our sponsor and I do not have to buy Reavers. And I wanted to play it though.
Yes, which you did.
Yeah.
How disappointed were you / relieved that you didn't have to wake up super goddamn early on Thursday for the press, because they didn't do the early access for press?
No, it was fine. I mean, there was nothing really. I was like, I need to be there an hour early because I need to buy so-and-so. There was nothing I was just needing to have that I thought they would have blown out the door. And from like the research and stuff I was doing during the show, it didn't seem like there was much of that was happening, of anything that I even gave a shit about.
Right.
Like Tiny Tina's Tea Party for $22 a pop. That was selling out every day, but I did not want to purchase that.
No. I'm definitely glad that we went to, as much as I was annoyed at that line for Fantasy Flight, I'm glad we went there day one for Dead of Night, for the Arkham expansion.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that I was like, I actually would like to get this, and it did sell out, so I'm glad I got it.
Yeah, that's about the only thing that I had in my mind, that I have to go get this first day of Fantasy Flight just in case they do sell out. I wasn't expecting them to. And did you checked at the last day when we were buying sleeves and they did sell out on it?
It sold out on the second day.
Okay, yeah. So
Or by the second day.
definitely glad we did do that, but it didn't have to be first thing Monday.
That is very true, yeah.
The only thing I wish I would have seen was Black Angel. That seemed to be on
Agreed.
the hotness the whole convention.
Well, it's like a problem with a lot of the things where it's like final hour for a long time, or the Marvel LCG was
Marvel Champions.
Yeah, Marvel Champions was the things that were popular, like that were like, hey, I should check that out, were popular. So it was like,
Yeah.
oh well, like it wasn't until Saturday that you're able to check out God of War.
Yeah, when they finally ran of all the promos, so
Yeah.
people stopped wanting to get the demos.
Exactly.
And then it was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get it for $31 at some website sooner or later.
Because you got that promo at least, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got the promo. Yeah. It was like I saw Sorcerer, which was, I like White Wizard stuff, but Sorcerer was meh.
Yep.
It was okay. here's a deck builder construction sort of game, drafting construction game or something. And yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
Overall.
Would you also
got
like
the Kingdom Death Monster stuff that Paul wanted?
Yeah. And the stuff that we weren't expecting to get, to be like, well, half expecting, just in terms of like Paul falling to his
Needs.
obsession.
Yeah.
I feel like you're like, I'm going to mention this to Paul and just wait and let it eat at him until he decides to. It'd been great if you like had already bought it, to be like, hey, Paul, there's this thing here. And then he's just like eventually like, all right, fine, I'll buy it. And it's like, yeah, I know. You're like, I bought it first thing.
It's already in the mail.
Yeah, it's already in the mail.
Yeah, the Clask was needed.
Yeah.
I guess Glass is still not going to be out for a couple months. Player, so he's getting it super early. They only brought a couple dozen copies, 25 or something, to the convention at all.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so
I'm surprised we were able to get it so quickly. I guess because it's so unwieldy.
Yeah, and we were there day one.
Yeah.
And I was just chatting to the one guy. I think the one tall Swedish or whatever dude was the designer.
Norway, I want to say.
Yes, Dutch. Norway.
Dutch is Netherlands.
Netherlands, yes.
Yeah.
But they're not from the Netherlands.
So then they're Norwegian?
Norwegian, yes.
Norwegian. I don't know. I had an email.
Or maybe it was I don't know.
Were they Dutch? I don't know. I had an email.
Denmark? I don't think it was Netherlands, but it was like Denmark or Norway.
Is Denmark the same as the Netherlands?
You can say Scandinavian and be almost right. Most of those, there's like one of
Just
those
say Scandinavian.
Northern European countries that doesn't count for Scandinavia, but then like Iceland does count. I don't know. There's a lot of weird goings on up in the northern of Europe.
Yeah.
I think Finland is the one that doesn't count as
really?
Scandinavian.
That feels wrong.
Yeah.
Denmark.
Boom.
Yep. Which I want to say is the Netherlands? No?
We should. People are now seeing the faults that we have with Northern European geography, so we should get off the topic.
I'm sure Kaiser will correct us.
Yeah.
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 That country.
Anyway,
we're doing live research. But it is Denmark.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember I had to use their purchasing thing, but it was all in their language.
Oh yeah, yeah. You showed me the receipt.
Yeah. But yeah, four player Clask was purchased. There was some hemming and hawing over it, and then Paul was like, "Do it, ship it, it'll be mine," because it wasn't going to fit in any of our luggage. It was very big. It was like a pizza box.
Yes,
size.
it was.
Like, have you ever tried to
ship a pizza?
Have you ever had to try and put a pizza in your checked bag before?
This would now be the time that I would read the Board Game Geek things on the Gencon stuff we have, but it's currently having server errors.
Yeah,
so
that's what I was. That's why there was some dead air there, because I was trying to get to BGG, which was not working.
yeah,
Because of the redesign? They fucked up the redesign?
yeah. I'm sure.
Or the redesign fucked up the website?
I'm sure.
It was working.
It was working for a while, but now it's not.
Also, BGG redesign went up today,
Which is
part one.
Yeah, which is a redesign.
Yep. There's no more hotness on the side. You have to click into a menu, and then so it's some would say worse.
Yeah.
People were saying that they just did a CSS update and they brought them out of the 90s into the early 2000s, and hopefully part 2 will bring them into modern day.
Oh, probably maybe in the 2020s.
Yeah.
You gotta hope.
Their booth was all redesigned with the new
the logo
stuff.
Yep.
I liked their booth setup a lot better than what it has been.
Agreed.
With their like weird like dollar store tray promo system.
Yeah.
And now they actually have like racks and stuff.
Yep. So yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, Upper Deck did the James Bond thing. They had a cool booth. They had like a car from one of the...
Yeah, they had the car from one of the movies.
The Living Daylights with Timothy Dalton, I want to say.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did he pass away recently?
No.
One of the
still
James
alive.
Bonds passed away recently.
Sure.
There's definitely a James Bond actor that passed away recently, but I don't think it was Timothy Dalton.
No.
No.
Daniel Craig. It was definitely Daniel Craig.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
I don't think so.
I'm going to go with Wes on this one.
He was more confident with his answer.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with him.
Exactly.
Paizo's booth actually had people in it when we were leaving.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I wanted to see the Metal Gear game and never got around to it, but I did see it at a distance as we were walking somewhere for something.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I want to look at the minis. And the Metal Gear Rex mini was clearly like not done yet,
Yeah.
but sooner or later I'll get to play it.
Yeah. Well, we know someone who's getting it, so. Yeah. So what's next? What are we doing? What are we doing until the studio redesign is finished? Jeff?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
we went by and saw it today.
Yeah.
The old studio is now painted and has a bunch of their, I don't know, hobby outdoorsy crap in it now.
Yep. And it will also function as a bedroom
Yep.
for an air mattress.
It's hardwood floors now,
Yeah.
or whatever those floors are made of.
Yes, right. But yeah, there's carpet down in the new studio. We're gonna get some curtains to help.
Curtains are on the way.
Curtains are on the way to drapes. Some would say.
Everyone loves live streaming with bare white walls.
Oh, yeah,
Doesn't
yeah.
make it look like a weird classroom cafeteria or anything.
Oh no, I asked Adrian and I was like, all right, you told me you got curtains, and now are they gonna be like shower curtains? Be like a nice vinyl one that are clear?
Yeah. They might be a navy.
Yeah.
They're not going to be straight black, I don't
No.
think.
Yeah, it should be good. We got a big old table that has a topper on it, which
Yeah, that was we've been posting in our Patreon only Slack channel, picture updates and stuff like that. Grandma's table.
yeah,
But it does have a nice, whatever that material's called. Felt
yeah.
topper.
So
for it.
technically, I think it's the felt is supposed to go on the bottom for the other side, which is like a lot of floral patterns on it.
Yeah.
But I think what we have on there works better now.
Yeah.
So
It's a green felt.
yeah, well, we're gonna figure out some stuff with that. I think.
Yeah, it inevitably will be just either a tablecloth or
Yeah.
we'll get a board game topper and that'll look extra cool.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I'm not sure what we're gonna post in between, or record between now and then. I'm sure we'll try and do something. I'm sure.
Yeah, we're gonna do some test streams as soon as all the equipment arrives
Yep.
and we get everything set up
for patrons. So yeah.
Also, we didn't talk about my final feelings on Gen Con.
Okay, fine. Well, I figure. Okay, this is what your 19th year going.
Yes.
Yeah. Is this the one that broke the camel, the straw that broke the camel's back? Is this the one you say no more?
It wasn't my favorite
Yes.
Gen Con. There wasn't really a ton that I cared about. There was stuff that some people cared about, but it wasn't me. And it wasn't as exciting as normal. Still got to talk to a lot of cool people and hang out and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but not the best overall.
Agreed.
I like the library though.
Yeah.
Just hanging around and playing games in there.
Yeah.
Got to play a bunch of games I would never ever have access
Exactly.
to.
Oh, I guess we should figure out what is our game of the con that we played.
Yeah, because there wasn't that much.
We didn't
All right,
play
so
nearly
we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, and then all say Mall Madness. Okay.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Mall Madness.
Mall-
Madness.
Oh, God. No, that one was a lot of stupid fun.
Yeah. I forgot we were sharing a mic right there, and
Yeah.
had to try and both of us use it at the same time
Yeah.
and say Mall Madness.
We're not that close.
No. Besides Mall Madness, would you give it to any game?
Like full game I played, or like demo, or
Anything that just we'll do demo is fine.
I'd say it would have to be a tie between Reavers and Architects of the West Kingdom. Even though Architects isn't new or anything like that, it's got a new expansion coming out. And I really want to get a full game in of both because both of the demos left me hooked and wanting more.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, definitely. I really liked Architects of the West Kingdom, but I feel like it was hamstrung by only playing a third of the actual length of the game.
Agreed. Yeah. I'd probably go down with that too. Yeah.
Architects of the West Kingdom, game that came out last year.
Woo!
Game of the con.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's second place, obviously, outside of Mall Madness.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was cool playing Dark Tower. I'm more excited about the Dark Tower.
I want them to see. I want to see them make an actual game out of that.
Yep. And yeah, trying to God of War was just okay.
I mean, I did enjoy the little bit of Cthulhu Death May Die that I did play.
Yeah,
but I don't need to. If someone owned it and was like, "Hey, Zach, you want to play?" Yeah, I totally would do that. Do I want to buy the retail copy of a Simon game? No. Simon, Eric Lang, and Rob Davio miniature game. No, I'm good.
Yeah. On Mars looked cool, but I didn't. I just sort of watched him explain kind of what was going on in that. It looked like a VTOL.
Yeah. Yes, it does. A super saturated VTOL game.
Yeah. Yeah, there was kind of just little bits here and there that seemed decent, but without having any heavy gamer friends around, seems like I just missed out on a lot of.
Agreed.
What?
Because it took other people to be like, "Hey, you should check out Black Angel." I wouldn't have never heard of it.
Yeah.
So.
And I did stop by Capstone, and it was just pipeline. I wanted to check out Watergate. I heard it was a really cool 2-player game. But all that will be, coming out to a board game store near you sooner or later.
Exactly. So yeah, I think that's.
I actually bought games.
You did?
Yeah.
What'd you buy?
I bought Silver Amulet,
right.
which is in a very weird dark color underneath, and the Cartographer, the role player, Roll and Write, about maps.
Yep.
And then I spent way more money buying things for Paul than I did for myself.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I spent more money buying shit for other people as well.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
I think so. More library, I guess.
Yeah.
Next year.
Yeah. And if you look like you want to say something, but you don't. I don't know.
I was just going to plug Dungeon Delvers if we're done with everything else.
Okay,
but
no.
you guys keep feeling like there's going to be another thing you want to talk about the con. So
No. That's about it.
Final Hour was fun.
Yeah.
I did like that one.
I did like it too.
It was fun playing a new game.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I liked it.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And now podcast over. Sorry, Wes. No. Go ahead and plug your stupid show.
Yeah, since you were talking about because you were talking about what you guys are doing between now and when the streaming actually comes up. So Mile High Dungeon Delvers does have one more episode in the bag already that'll be coming out next Tuesday, and then we're going to be starting up streaming the Tuesday after that.
Nice. So how far into your season would you say your campaign? As the DM, I feel like you should know.
Yeah, well, no, because that's not how it works, Zach.
It's not completely on rails. You don't.
No, it really isn't. I mean, to get a little behind the scenes, I was definitely thinking, that we were going to do a once monthly podcast, and I needed to come up with a story that would last 12 episodes.
Yeah.
And then we started doing bi-weekly, and then I was like, whatever. And I very quickly defaulted to my standard of let the characters do what they're going to do, and we'll see where it goes. I thought I was going to plan out a 1-year story for a 1-season thing, and I mean, I'll be able to wrap it up, so I don't know what number we're on, if it's 19 or 20 or something, but we'll end up around 25 or 30 episodes.
I just at some point you'll be like, and a big boulder crushes you all.
Well,
all right.
Yeah, that's it. Boom. So I think we're gonna try and end about the same time of year that we started last year, September or something. I think is when we had our first episode.
Well, September is next month, so
October. No, because we were gonna start.
Yes.
Yeah. I think we need to wrap it up then.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So there'll be 2 or 3 more episodes of Dungeon Delvers, and then we're gonna move on to the next campaign. So we'll see.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So listen into that.
Yep. I guess for once we can give out our I don't know, social shit
Yeah.
this time. I am at, well, first we got what do we have, Jeff?
Emails.
Ooh.
At milehighgameguys.com.
We have Twitter, the at MH Game Guys
MH Game Guys.
for Adrian.
Yep. Also, like ambassador of BG or
Whatever
BG
weird
ambassador-
name he
yeah,
got.
whatever his actual other one is.
Yeah, I am at, oh God, what is it? Zach? No, Jeff, what's yours?
Jeff _
Okay.
MHGG.
And I am Zach _ MHGG.
Even though you say it before I do.
I know. It's just like, and I don't remember, but I know it's almost like Jeff's.
And MHGD is under at MHGD_pod, and I'm at Pathetic Lifeform.
Nice. We've got Facebook and Instagram and some other stuff. We have that Board Game Geek Guild, but
2731.
yeah, Board Game Geek's not on right now though, so who cares? Who gives a shit about it?
Or I think they just deleted all the guilds.
Yeah, pretty much. I wouldn't be surprised.
We've got a Patreon.
Yeah.
Game Guys.
Subscribe and you can find out all this behind the shit stuff that we're doing.
Yeah.
Get access to some of those first streams we're gonna do,
Yeah.
but not like the official ones, like the make sure our shit isn't fucked up streams.
Yeah, get the real learning curve
Yeah.
shit in. We forgot to say that we saw Jake and Danielle from Draft Mechanic
Across the
one
street.
final time across a 5-lane street as we walked across to get to the Stargate.
Yeah.
Like Jake was just yelling from behind us. And we were like, "Hi, bye."
Bye.
It's nice being able to see you one last time.
And then for like a second, it looked like he was going to try and cross the street.
And
to
then he's
come
like,
say goodbye
"Nah."
to us. And then he's like, no, never mind. This is it. This is goodbye.
Goodbye forever.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as
we-
always. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
did.
We're good?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Wes, are we good?
I think so.
Okay.
This hasn't been 100% off the cuff for all of us. So maybe I'll come up with something in the next 10 seconds.
Okay. As always, I am still Zach.
And I'm caught up on sleep, Jeff.
And that's Wes.
Yeah, I'm Wes. I didn't have anything else.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.